Good morning. Welcome to another plan with me. This week I'm memory planning September 22nd to the 28th. And I'm using this kit from Glam Planner. I'm not sure what it's called, and I know it looks very springish, but there's a reason why I'm using it in the middle of fall right now, and that's because it reminds me of my late grandmother. And in fact, I have used this kit, well, maybe not this particular kit, but this clip art before a few times for her birthday week. And I'm pretty sure that Glam Planner revamped this kit because I feel like I've used her kit from before and it looked a little different. I honestly want to go back into my planners and to see if it is different or the same because I know I have used this before. Anyways, my grandmother is a very special person in my life and I miss her so much. She passed away in 2019, I think. It was like right before COVID. So my family and I were blessed enough to be able to visit with her and spend her last days with her as opposed to having to be separated from her because when COVID hit, it was just brutal for everybody. And so, yeah, my grandmother practically raised me in a way that when my parents were both working, she was the one that was taking care of me. She's the one that taught me how to do my laundry, how to cook basic things. She was very loving, very patient with me, and I'm just always going to forever miss her. I think okay, so she lived a long life. She passed away when she was either 97 or 98, I think. And the reason why we say we think because she had two different birth dates, two different birth certificates. So even herself, she didn't know what exact year she was born, so we kind of go by the one. So we say that she was 97 when she passed away. But that's a pretty long life and she had her what am I trying to say? Like, she had her mind when she passed away, like, she was still aware of who we all were and stuff like that, so and just growing up in a Native community, she was well known in our reserve, and she was such a hardworking woman. My grandfather had passed away 10 years before her, and so when he passed away, she was doing all the heavy lifting at her house. You know, she was chopping the wood, yet still at the same time planting beautiful gardens. She was just very, like, a whole well-rounded person that just could do a lot of things. Very, very superwoman in my eyes. I miss her so much, and this kit just reminds me so much about her, just the colors and just the vibes of it, very peaceful. But anyways, like I said, I have used this kit before, or at least the artwork before, in one of her birthday weeks, and I try to use as many kits that remind me of her as possible because I want her memory to live on, and this is one way that I can do that. One of the things that saddens me the most today is that our elders are not being respected as much as they used to be. In my culture, elders hold the most power and the most significance because they are people that have lived through the most. And I'm not saying that everyone, but in most places, they're not being respected just, like the way they used to be. And it's kind of sad to see that happening. But anyways, getting into the day by day, on Monday, the first thing I'm marking is that I read and I'm using this book sticker from the Prairie Planner, and the read script is also from the Prairie Planner. And then to mark work, I'm using this emoji sticker at a desk to mark work, and I like these box stickers that came with the kit. I try to use, well, I think I did use all four of them throughout the week, and then I ran out and I couldn't use one for Friday, but I do love them. And then marking that I worked a little bit late this day, I'm using this girl from Peaceful Mind Planning to mark that I was just doing some planning on my laptop at work. And then to mark that I went to Dollarama, I'm using this emoji sticker and I'm trying to see what he's holding, but I can't really make out what that is. But, anyways, I'm just using that to mark that I went to Dollarama. And then marking my library pickup, I'm using this library card from the Prairie Planner. And then I took a nice long bath this evening, and I'm using this girl from Echo Huey Planco, I believe she's called. And then to mark that I watched the show Safe. It's one of the Harlan, is it Harlan or Harley? I think it's Harlan Cobain series. They have the collections on Netflix, and that was the one I was watching currently. I did like it a lot. Wasn't my favorite of the series, but it was pretty good. Then moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I'm marking is that I read, and I think I mostly listened to Audible this morning, so I don't remember what I was doing, but using this, I think it's from the Coffee Monsters book. I mean, emoji listening to a book, and then the read script is from the Prairie Planner. And then to mark work, I'm using another one of those boxes. And this sticker came from a Happy Planner teacher sticker book, and I just love them. I actually didn't remember that I mean, I forgot that I had these, and then I just spotted it, and I was like, "I need to use these," so I started using these for the rest of the week. They're so cute. And then since it was still hot this week, I am using an ice cream from the Prairie Planner to mark that I went to get ice cream. And then this evening, I continued watching Safe, so I'm using this TV from oh, no, I think it might be from okay, so it's from Starlight Paper Co. And then just to mark cuddles, I'm using these bunnies from Papershire to mark cuddles with a husband, and then, yeah, that was Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, the first thing I'm marking is that I read, so I'm using this book sticker from either the Coffee Monsters Co. or Once More with Love, I can't remember. But the read script is from the Prairie Planner, and then to mark work, I'm also using another one of those boxes and another one of those teachers from that sticker book. And then this evening, um, oh yeah, so this evening I continued watching Safe, and I'm using this TV icon from the Prairie Planner. And then I relaxed this evening and I did a face mask, and I think this one is from Once More with Love, and I'm sorry if it is from the Coffee Monsters Co. I get them mixed up. But, it's just the head part doing a face mask. And then, I played Apex, and I'm using this controller sticker from the Prairie Planner to mark that, as well as the Apex script from the Prairie Planner. And then just to mark huddles, I'm using another Papershire sticker. This is the last one from the sheet, and I'm so sad that I ran out because I'm kind of nervous to order anything right now because of the Canada Post strike. I don't know when everything would actually get to me if I were to order more right now. Mind you, this has happened before, and I had no trouble getting my stuff after the fact, so I don't know. I need to place more orders with Fox and Cactus too. Anyways, moving on to Thursday, the first thing I'm marking is that I read, so I'm using this book stack sticker from the Prairie Planner and the read script from the Prairie Planner. And then to mark work, I'm using another one of the boxes and another teacher sticker from that same sticker book. And Thursday was a very long day. We had a meeting after work. I mean, it didn't take very long, but it was still kind of annoying. I um I really don't like meetings that could have been in an email, you know what I'm saying? So this was one of those meetings. It was I don't want to say pointless. It was valid information, but I feel like it could have been sent in an email and it would have been just as effective. The only nice thing about it is I get to use this sticker that is from the Coffee Monsters Co. And that is me at the very end banging my head on the table because I was just like, why? And to mark that I worked late, I'm using this emoji sticker um, on a desk, like at a desk working. It's so cute. One of the papers is crumpled up in front of him. And when I say work late, I don't mean like really far into the night. I just mean like maybe an hour or two after school ends. It's still pretty late to me though. And then when I got home, I did another face mask. So I'm using mask. And so I'm using this Prairie Planner mask sticker to mark that. And this evening was the book club meeting that Stacy hosts. She's the shop. Wait, let me back up and rephrase that. She is the owner of the sticker shop called the Prairie Planner, the one that I always use almost every sticker for. So she hosts book clubs every month. And this month we read The Crescent Moon and Tea Room or something like that. It was like a fantasy about these three witches. It was a really good book. One thing I really love about book clubs is that I end up reading books that I never would pick up myself and end up liking them, and so it kinda just broadens my horizon in that way. Anyway, so since it was a very busy day, I didn't feel like cooking, so we got Popeyes that evening. I said that funny. Popeyes. And that chicken sticker is from Papershire, and then to mark that I started watching Alice in Borderland, I'm using this Squid Games emoji not emoji, Munchkin from Once More with Love to mark that. And I am aware that it's a completely different show, but Squid Games is no longer like, they're not gonna be making anymore, and so I wouldn't be using those stickers for anything else. And since the shows are kind of similar, I thought it would be fine. And then to mark the TikTok binge at the end of the day, I'm using this Mr. and Mrs. Mint, I think it's a dog sticker, to mark TikTok. And then moving on to Friday, the first thing I'm marking is that I read using another book sticker from the Prairie Planner. And then I marked work a little bit different. I'm using that pink school bus, which I really find cute from, I think that's from Krell's Creations. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you can hear that vehicle outside. It's squealing really loud. Anyways, this day yeah, that's really annoying. I was very tired this day, so I'm using this, I don't know if it's a Modi or Munchkin sticker to mark Tired AF, and that script is from Holly Linco. And this day we did the Terry Fox run at school, so I'm using this shoe sticker from the Prairie Planner. To mark Tim Hortons that day, I'm using this paper, no, planner monkey planner. I don't remember which way it goes, but wait, the Planner Monkey Co. Something like that, I can't remember, but the coffee stickers from her shop. And then this night we went to 7-Eleven because I really wanted those Buldak? Oh gosh, I should learn English before I do these voiceovers. The very spicy noodles, Buldak noodles, I think they're called. So we went to 7-Eleven to find some. We did find some. I don't know why I was just craving them so late at night. We went there like almost midnight, I think. And then, yeah, to mark that I went to bed late, I'm using this pillow sticker from the Prairie Planner. Then moving on to Saturday, the first thing I'm marking is that I was just laying in bed all day. So I'm using this Stick with the Plan Cool Girl to mark that. To mark planning, I'm using this Fox and Cactus Planner sticker book. And then to mark coffee with my dad and brother, I'm using this Teddy Plants Co. sticker girl to mark that. And then marking that we went to Dollar Tree for some reason. I can't remember. I'm using another one of those emoji stickers. And then I watched more Alice in Borderland this day, so I'm using another one of those Once More with Love Squid Game sticker. And then finally playing Apex that night, I'm using this Coffee Brains Plans controller. And then moving on to Sunday, the first thing I'm marking is that I slept in using the Paper Shire sticker to mark that. I rarely ever sleep in, so I always find it really noteworthy in my planner. And then I uploaded a video, so I'm using this play button from Paper Shire. And then to mark reading, I'm using this this is Once More with Love, I believe. Read script, not script, read Munchkin, and then the read script is from the Prairie Planner. And then to mark groceries, I'm using this Krell's Creations girl holding a grocery bag. And our usual Burger King that day, I'm using this poutine sticker from the sticker party. And then to mark Apex, I'm using this smaller controller from the Prairie Planner. Apex script is also from the Prairie Planner. And then to mark that I went to bed early, I'm using this Coffee Monsters Co. emoji. Snuggled's a bug in his bed. Looks so cute. I love that one. And then, yeah, that is the week. Not too much happened. Just watched a couple shows, started a new show. I really like watching shows in the spring. In the spring. Oh my goodness. In the fall time. It feels fall when you watch shows. It feels fall. It feels like fall. My gosh. Okay. This is me showing you the full spread. I know there's a big glare with the light. I'm sorry about that, but it's very beautiful. Loved how it turned out. Yeah. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Have a great week. Bye.